Well, hello, it is Sarah Jane from Access Your True Nature, and I have exactly 15 minutes before my next client, and I wanted to just step in here today and ask you where you're making yourself the slave to money, because I've had a lot of incredible conversations over the last couple of days with women who are really in a place of lack and resistance around money, and it's been beautiful as well as a little frustrating to see how many women don't see the value of their worth. So today I want to give you 7 of the most common ways that you may be resisting your life, and also to have a look at, this is a big subject, and I'm happy to do more of these conversations around money and how to create financial awareness. If that's something that you want, type yes in the comments. And I want to ask you a question regarding creating your financial awareness. And that's twofold, and I can go a million ways on it. But what stupidity are you using to create the financial stupidity? And remember, when I say stupid, it's a space where you cut off your consciousness, your knowing that you are your most valuable asset, that you are your greatest resource. And if you're feeling lack and scarcity around resources, this is where you're being nudged by the laws of abundance and reciprocity to get resourceful. So everywhere you're creating that to cap your financial abundance, would you be willing to create some sense of it around awareness for yourself? And if you said yes, then you're in the right place, because when you actually get that you are your most valuable asset, you will stop creating financial lack and scarcity in your life. Does that make sense? I hope so. So I was speaking to a beautiful woman today. In fact, I spoke to a couple of them that said that they were feeling really stuck in their lives, and they didn't know how they were going to get momentum going after divorce, after betrayal, after trust issues where people had taken their money, and also looking at where you have hidden money. So if this resonates with you, type a yes in the comments. Where have you hidden money so well so that other people couldn't take it from you, that you forgot where you hid it? And everything that doesn't allow you to receive money and have money show itself to you because you were afraid of someone taking your money, or that it wasn't safe to have money. Would you be willing to just say yes right now? Yeah, and just let all of that go so that you can really be open to receiving money, because money is never the problem, you are. And why would you want to have money in the first place? Because money is the energy of receiving, and you have to be willing to have money as a resource to create better. Make sense? Give me a yes if this makes sense. And look at all the places where you perhaps have gone into disallowance. So this is one of the common ways that I see so many of my clients and the people that I speak to who are wanting to create more abundance, wanting to manifest magic and miracles in their lives. Stop it. They literally push money away. And this is the space of disallowance, where if you're not allowing something to be what it is, and this could be a situation or a person or even yourself, most of the time it's yourself, when you really want something. So this is the desire. This is looking at your core desires and feeling into it, of an energy of what would it take for me to create money right away, because you stand for something that's important. And this is where we start to resist the true nature of what the energy exchange of money can be for you. So the remedy is to start giving everything and everyone permission to be whatever they are. And you can just say it in your head. Okay, I can totally accept this for myself. I am a money manifester. It is safe for me to have money in my life. It's safe for me to hold on to money in my life. And then look at the attachment. So attachment is really all the places that you're clinging to things or people or situations or stories, like I can't afford to work with you, or I can't afford to have this, as a way to cut off from receiving. And also in the ways that you perhaps stay in a certain situation to keep something in place that stops you from having money. So I'm really talking to money today. But again, this could be a circumstance or a dream or a person or a relationship where attachment is the resistance to change, as well as the resistance to let go of what's not serving you in your highest, greatest good for yourself and for everybody. So again, remedy of this is to release expectation of and the attachment to any outcome or thing or person, including money, to say, I'll be okay letting this go. Money needs to circulate, and money also loves fun people. So if you're stressing about the lack of money in your life or the lack of feeling wealthy in your life, let it go. Take a breath. And then we want to look at blame. So if you're placing responsibility on others or on circumstances that are leaving you powerless to control your reality, this is resisting the truth that you are your most valuable asset, that you are worthy to have abundance in your life, that you're worthy of a certain quality of life that you want, and that you are worthy of bringing that in, because you create your resources, you create your abundance, and you create your wealth mindset. So if you are the cause of it all, or if you're saying, that you're not worthy of having money, or that it's not spiritual to have money, and there's so many of these, the remedy really is to take radical, and I mean 110% responsibility for creating everything that you perceive and know and be and experience in your life. So say consciously or not that I have created this thing, and it's very interesting. So this is where we've got to step in with compassionate inquiry to look at why are you pushing money away? Why are you not willing to receive monetary exchange? Because you have something valuable in helping other people create a solution to their problems. And also, what is it costing you to stay stuck? What is it costing you in time with the people that you love, or experiences or travel, or a space of opening your heart to know that money comes and goes? It's like breathing air, breathing in, breathing out. You have to be willing to receive it and hold it, especially if you're one of these people that don't feel like they can be trusted with money. You'll be a person that gives money away, that doesn't hold it long enough before you're paying other people or settling other things, because you're not willing to have money come and play with you. And that brings me to the fourth thing, which is resentment, where we harbor anger or rage or frustration or annoyance, sometimes without even realizing it, and then projecting that towards other people or circumstances. And that could be your projection to the man on the side of the street that's begging, that you feel like you need to change that for him rather than allowing him to have that experience. A lot of people that are with less home are happy because there's no responsibility to anything other than receiving whatever is available to them and getting really resourceful with it. And the remedy for that is when you resist forgiveness and you resist acceptance of your reality right now, you can't receive anything greater than what you're currently creating. So process the feelings, right? The negative or bad feelings that you are projecting towards yourself or others by really fully feeling them in your body. And then make a conscious choice to forgive, to receive, to have grace, and to bless yourself or that situation or person or circumstance, even if it's you, then you want to look at where are you in deceit or in denial, okay? Because we lie to ourselves all the time instead of looking around and having gratitude for the simple luxuries of having running water or having electricity or being able to listen to me on the World Wide Web. You have resources to allow you to do that. And this is where oftentimes we resist the truth of just how wealthy and prosperous and abundant we actually are. So get really honest with yourself about who you are, what you want, and what you are creating as a problem to push money, to push love, to push receiving away from you. And look at what's blocking you. What's underneath the fear of having? Because often we only lie or deny to others because we are unknowingly lying or denying to ourselves. And, if you want to start changing other people's realities, give generously because you have so much more to give to people that maybe have more than you. Because that's where we actually really start to change the reality of what it means to be in abundance. I hope you're following along. So does that make sense? If it does, or if you have any questions, just post that in the comments below, and I'll be happy to answer that on further little live medicine bites like this. And then I want you to look at suppression. So suppression is literally pushing down, just like depression is depressing, right? We're going against your natural instinct or your true nature to create as the greatest creator of your life. And this is where you stop yourself from expressing your desires, from asking for what you want, and we stop living our authentic thoughts and feelings. So express yourself. That is so valuable. Have the conversation that needs to be had. Sing the song that needs to be sung. Create the lifestyle that your soul authentically is calling you to. Take action in spite of being afraid, right? Take action and use fear as fuel to move you towards more of what you want and less of what you don't want. And then the seventh part of this is looking at judgment. Where have you decided something like money is bad, or money is evil, or money is dirty, or that you can't be trusted with money, so that you hide it so well from yourself that you can't find money and money can't find you, and where you're making money the wrongness rather than the rightness of everything that you came here to be and express. Because when we resist loving all of creation as creation itself, we give it personal meaning. So again, the remedy, the daily dose of this is to accept everything that you are simply for what it is and for what is coming to you. Avoid projecting your own meaning making onto things, and rather look at how can I rediscover my ability to fully engage in how I'm creating my life, to live deeply happy into my aliveness. Trust your intuition, follow your truth, to express what motivates and moves you to what you really care about. Because this is where, when you stop looking for the meaning making of things, and you stop looking so much as making sense of perhaps why you're feeling lack and scarcity, or you're feeling like you're never, ever going to be valuable or to create value or to have money come and play with you, that you start looking at rather, how can I be present with what is in this moment and literally be the alchemist that you are. Turn those sort of lower vibrational frequencies into the energy and high vibrational frequency of gold and silver and precious metals, because you are an alchemist, whether you believe it or not. And resistance is kind of like interference in your electrical circuits. It blocks the flow of energy, of life, of love, of money through your being and your life. And the biggest cause of resistance is always fear. So when you choose love and acceptance for all that is, and exactly where you are in this moment, then it's easier to eliminate resistance and also transmute these lower vibrational frequencies of emotions to the higher vibrational frequencies where money and gold and silver are resonating. You know, you want to be in a compatible energetic resonance or match to those higher vibrational frequencies. So warring, which is just prayer in reverse, isn't going to help you. Meditating yourself into abundance or doing a vision board is not going to help you. You have to know that you are the master of your own financial abundance and take ownership of that and get really honest with yourself, because success and being abundance for me means that you go to sleep at night knowing that your talents and your abilities are being used in a way to serve others. This is where when you give generously without being attached to the value of it, that's where true love of self comes in. And when you trust the value of your own wealth and you're willing to stand in that truth of that no matter what, and receiving the data, the information that is aligned to how you want to live from a whole heart, energy flows. Right? Energy goes where energy flows. And money is just an energy. It likes to flow. It doesn't like to be held onto or hidden or trapped. It's the law of reciprocity. It's the law of abundance, and it's the law of circulation. So remember, you're not your emotions. You're not your thoughts or your feelings. So if you define yourself as poor or lacking in wealth, well, that's what you're going to receive, is more of that visible proof. So remember, nothing to hide, nothing to prove. And for me, it's never about the money or the wealth. It's always about my ability to receive love or receive anything. And the way that you do anything is how you do everything. So when you get still inside and do this deep, fertile listening to the whispers and the nudges from your body and your physical and your mental and your business and your family as its own entity, as money, as its own life force, then you're no longer avoiding what can come to you. You can start receiving. Everything is a gift. So the reality of it is living from love is a practice of vulnerability and caring and kindness, which starts with this embodying of wealth, of your value, of your heart and your soul in this never-ending action of selflessness. It's ever expanding and ongoing surrender. And it's a messy work of art. I get it. It's sloppy spiritual ass-kicking for most of us, most of the time. And that's part of human being, is being willing to learn to live as a spiritual being having a physical experience and looking at where have you misidentified intensity as pain and avoiding it at all costs with defensive systems and barriers and a closed heart that pushes everything away, including money. You know, this is where we cap how much we love. We cap how much we're willing to receive. And a lot of times I speak with people all the time about this, because having financial commitment is one of the 5 commitments that you must make to yourself in order to shift your life and turn it around into a place where you're feeling fulfilled and lit up, and you know that what you're creating matters. And oftentimes people cap their amount of money they're willing to receive because they never want to earn more than their father. Because if they do that, that means that somehow there's dishonoring in what their father created, or they're not willing to have more because they don't want to be in a higher tax bracket. Rather than saying, I'm willing to have more than enough and never more than I could ever spend and never enough, so that we constantly keep creating as the joy of our business, being our lives, and knowing that with more resources, you get to hire the best tax lawyer or best tax accountant that money can buy. And you get to learn and educate yourself how the tax system works, how fiduciary systems work, so that you pay your taxes with ease rather than hiding money from the tax man and then hiding it so well that you can't even find it yourself. I see this so often with the people that come to work with me. If we have to look at our financial situation and really get brutally honest in our truth telling and our reflections and all the lies that we've bought about why it's not safe to have money. Because why work for the government? They've just put taxes up again in South Africa. And it's like, it's a sombering thought to know that 40%, in fact, I think it's more like 60% if you include VAT, going up to 15% and everything else, that half your life you're actually working to pay your taxes. So just know that if you have created a space of lack and scarcity to avoid that or bypass that, please stop. Be willing to have more than 150% so that paying your taxes comes back to you 100 times over. And really look at, what's important to you. Because money and financial abuse is a huge, huge thing. And I'm going to post below these 7 common ways that we resist life so that you can perhaps go over them or listen to this again. And just I want to leave you with this because it's now 7:05 and I'm late for my client. But just ask for everything that you buy. Ask, if I buy you, will you make me money? Because then it does everything it can to energetically support you to make more money. But you have to give money a job. And look at, where are you paying everybody else before you pay yourself? Always pay yourself first. Take 10% of everything you earn, put it away. Don't touch it. It's not an emergency fund because then you'd have to create your life as an emergency in order to spend it. Just put it away and don't touch it. No matter what bills you have to pay, you don't touch that 10%. It's an honoring account of you. So go out and earn more money. Don't spend your 10% ever. And don't even spend it on programs or, services that I have. If you borrow from it to pay for a session with me or for something else, pay it back immediately or you'll never get the results from the sessions or the things that you're investing in that you're looking for. So if you spend your money on something you don't really know is worth every penny and is going to make you more money in the future, you get less money in your life. So just look at that, when you buy something on credit, you've created a past expenditure, not debt. Debt comes from the Latin word death, and it's not going to kill you. So start looking at everywhere you've bought something on credit as past expenditure, something you've bought that you have to pay today. And if you start looking at it like that, you're going to handle it a lot quicker. Because the problem with debt is you also hear death. Your body on a cellular level, on your blueprint, including your ancestral and cultural financial abuse, it hears death and thinks you're going to kill it. So, this is where you've been in debtors' prisons or you're waiting for the guys to take you to debtors' prison for the fact that you have debt. So most of you end up in debt because you have no idea how much it costs you to live. You figure out you're getting by if the debt is only growing a little bit. That's not getting by. That's getting further into the death of you. And you want to get more, you want to do more than just get by. You want to thrive. So a budget is the idea that you must stick to the way that you spend something rather than being aware of what and how you spend. And if you become aware of how you're spending your money, then you can start to choose differently. But if you have no awareness of how you're spending your money or what you're spending it on, all you do is you keep spending it in the same way. And money does not create what you want in your life. You create it. And you can do it with or without money. So you have to ask, or you won't receive. What can I add to my life today that would make me money right away? Okay, so take a breath. I'm going to leave it at that. I'd love your insight as to whether you found this helpful today or not, and what you'd like to know more about creating your life from financial freedom as the most valuable asset that you get to invest in. Invest in yourself before you do anything else, and watch how your life starts to change and how you start manifesting as if by magic. And happy Monday, wherever you are. All right. Lots of love. Bye. Mwah.